In a mysterious forest lived a young girl named Layla. Layla was a curious and brave girl, never afraid to venture into new places and explore them. Nothing excited her more than discovering new things in the forest, about which she had heard many mysterious stories. She had been told that there were hidden paths and ancient secrets waiting to be uncovered, but she never expected to be the one to discover one of those secrets. One bright day, while Layla was playing near the edge of the forest, she noticed a narrow path hidden behind thick bushes. The sun was filtering through the leaves, giving the place a magical appearance. Layla felt a strong urge to find out where this path led, so she decided to explore it. Layla began walking slowly along the narrow path. The trees were tall and dense, swaying with the wind as if greeting her. She continued walking until she reached a part of the forest she had never seen before. The forest here was strangely different. The trees were massive, and their leaves sparkled as if covered in silver. The ground was carpeted with vibrant flowers, and the air was filled with the scent of nature. But what caught Layla's attention most was the silence that surrounded the place. The forest was unusually quiet, as if it was waiting for something. Suddenly, Layla heard a faint voice saying, "Welcome to our enchanted forest, Layla." Layla froze in place and turned toward the source of the voice. The voice was coming from a large tree next to her. The tree was looking at her with its sparkling leaves. Its branches moved gently, as if it was greeting her. Layla replied hesitantly, "How can you speak? And what is this forest?" The tree smiled and said, "We are the talking trees, and this is the enchanted forest. But we are facing a big problem. The enchanted river that waters this forest has begun to dry up, and we need your help." Layla was puzzled, but she also felt a great responsibility towards the trees and inhabitants of the forest. She decided to help them in any way she could. She asked the tree, "What can I do?" The tree replied, "You need to discover the reason behind the river's drying up. You must follow the path that leads you to its source. On your journey, you will face many challenges, but we believe you are the right girl for this task." Layla began her journey alone, but soon she was joined by a wise owl who lived at the top of a tall tree. The owl said, "I will be your guide on this journey and help you with anything you need." As they traveled, they were joined by a cheerful squirrel named Nabil, who was jumping from branch to branch, and a mischievous rabbit named Marjan, who was always trying to hide his food from others. Despite their differences, the four became close friends and vowed to face any challenges that came their way. One day, while they were passing through a part of the forest where the trees were sparse and the ground rocky, they came to an old bridge suspended over a deep ravine. The bridge was rickety, as if it hadn't been used for many years. As they approached it, a huge troll appeared before them, standing guard over the bridge. The troll said in a deep voice, "You shall not cross this bridge unless you solve my riddle." Layla stepped forward and said, "What is the riddle? We will try to solve it." The troll smiled and said, "I have a tree without leaves, land without water, and a sky without clouds. What am I?" Layla thought deeply and reflected on the troll's words. The words were simple, but they held a deep meaning. Then she remembered an old map she had seen in her father's books. She said hesitantly at first, then confidently, "You are a map." The troll was surprised by her correct answer and smiled, saying, "You are indeed clever. You may pass,